Good evening, everybody. My name is Andrew Shepard, Chair of the Planning Board. I call this meeting to order at 6:35 p.m. I would like to have a roll call of all the board members present. So for the record, please say your name. And let's start. I don't know how everyone's screen is showing, but we'll go Brett, Hartley, Carol, and Lance, and myself.
Brett King present.
Lee Fleishaw present.
Carol Hobbs is present.
Lance McNally present.
And then Andrew Shepard present. And then I don't know if I do it. I guess maybe I can do it right now. Lance is an associate board member, and I would like to. What is the right wording here? I would like to designate associate member Lance McNally to serve as a full voting member for those items. I guess I'm sorry. I'll do that after. So will you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And public.
which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'd like to thank all of our veterans, those who are currently serving here and abroad, their families, and those who contribute their time to public service. I believe we owe them our gratitude. This meeting is being recorded and will be uploaded to the Town of Townsend YouTube channel. I do not have any specific additions or deletions tonight. I do have, my screen's a little bit tiny, so I will be recusing myself for the matters involving, I think it's the first agenda item, and then it's the matters involving Three Wheeler Road, and I think it's 22 West Meadow. And specific to those items, I would like to designate Associate Member Lance McNally to serve as a full voting member for those items in accordance with the board's procedures and state laws. Beth, do we need to vote on that, or I can designate that as chair and that's official?
You designated as chair just as you've done. Okay. I just wanted to note for the record that Robert Therian has now joined us. Board member Robert Therian. Robert, do you want to try your audio out so we can make sure you're working?
Hear me now?
Gotcha. Welcome.
Robert, just for this, would you mind saying your name and that you're present?
Robert Therian present.
Excellent. Thank you, Robert. So I believe I'm sorry, I got to pull up the agenda on my other tab.
I can pull that up for you if you want.
Yeah, if you'd like, Beth.
Sure.
I think it's jumping right into 2.1, which is.
Oh yeah, because I actually did not finish the minutes. My apologies. Yeah. Oh, so there you go. So those are going to have to be deferred. Item 1.4.
Okay. Yeah. So I think we can jump right into 2.1, 22 West Meadow Road, and I will be abstaining. So I'm going to step off the call. And Beth, if you don't mind shooting me a text, and I'll jump back on after.
Oh, I just wanted to mention that you can go back into the waiting room. We just have to request that from Mr. David TCAM. So David, could you put Andrew in the waiting room during this particular session?
Yes, give me 1 second. Make sure I do this right. This is all brand new for all of us. This is the
right.
first entire remote meeting that TCAM has hosted.
And I just like some bragging rights here for TCAM and the planning board. We have no open meeting violations 8 years running. So we're trying to keep that record. We work very hard.
Okay, so give me 1 second here.
Sure.
Okay, let me double check something. Okay. System says that Andrew is now sitting in the waiting room, and I can just admit him when you guys tell me it's okay to do so. So go ahead, you can proceed.
Perfect. Robert, are you ready to chair this section?
Yes, I am. We were reviewing this last week and postponed it, I believe. At the last meeting.
So to open the hearing, you have to read the legal notice, or you have the clerk read the legal notice.
I'm trying to see that.
Hartley, do you have the legal notice?
Okay, hold on one moment, please. Legal notice. Okay, specifically, which one are we talking about here?
I'll screen share it, okay?
All right. My apologies.
Not at all. No, that's fine. We'll get through this. Can everyone see that? You see it up there on the screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Oh, great. So yeah, that's what you can read.
Oh, want me to read it? I will. Okay. Legal notice revised. The Townsend Planning Board will hold a public hearing on February 23rd, 2026 at 6:35 p.m. in Select Board Chambers in Memorial Hall, 272 Main Street, Townsend, Mass, in accordance with MGL Chapter 40A and the Townsend zoning bylaw. The hearing concerns an application by Lawrence Skip Provost for a modification of site plan approval under zoning bylaw section 145-86. The requested changes involve removal of vegetative screening south of the access road and along West Meadow Road, along with associated conditions from the original permit for the ground-mounted solar installation known as Lock Brook Solar, located at 22 West Meadow Road, Assessors Map 4, Block 15, Lot 0, in the RA3 zoning district and Aquifer Protection Overlay District. The hearing will be held in person with a virtual Zoom option. Full remote access details will be posted at least 48 hours prior on the town's website, www.townsendma.gov, under the upcoming events calendar. Written comments may be submitted prior to the hearing. Public comments will also be accepted during the hearing. The application is on file with the town clerk and the planning board for public review. Robert Therian, Vice Chair, Planning Board. And would you like me to read the CCs?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Hartley. Has everybody been able to review the comments from the different committees here? I noticed that the Board of Health had accepted it. Other than noting it was in the aquifer. The Conservation Committee had no comment. And I couldn't read the note from the Board of Selectmen. Do you have a copy that's readable? The comments from the Select Board.
Yeah, Mr. Tarian, I can help you with that from the
Yeah.
Select Board. This is Kieran, the interim town administrator. There was this is for 22 West Meadow. Make sure everyone nods that I'm citing the right piece of paper. Yep.
Yes, you are.
Select Board said as long as original intent is in place, that was their comment, signed as of February 3rd, as you review the hearing process here. Ms.
Okay.
Schifrin's also on the call. She may be able to share any other details if needed.
Then, the, zoning board of appeals had no comment. And paying attention to the remarks from the board of selectmen, the original intent was to screen it. And this request now is to have no vegetation. So I think I'd like to solicit comments from the other board members, what their thoughts on this would be.
Robert, I have a comment, Robert.
Yes,
And Beth, this might relay back to you too. My first meeting as a board member, I thought we voted on this, and I thought we voted that since they replaced the vegetation a few times, that we were going to be fine with it as long as it was maintained the way it is.
So the actual vote that you took is in the minutes, which is in your folder.
Okay.
And that stated you accepted the site as is. That is not the authority of the planning board to change the approved plans without a full modification process. And that's what we're doing tonight. That involves publication, it calls a butters notice, and it requires a formal application to change the original approval. That just another note on that. The vegetative screen is a requirement in the bylaw. The location of where the screen was put was a part of the original approval. That was a decision of the applicant. So I just want to bring it to the board's attention that yes, the vegetative screen is required, but in the bylaw, it's written that it's required along the fence line. So just an option for the board. My suggestion is, you look at the bylaw and, you can ask the applicant to redo a hedgerow right along the fence, and they will still be consistent with the bylaw, or take any other action.
my comments are that screening was required in the bylaw, and it was approved accordingly. I don't see how our committee can alter the bylaw on that. And the intent of the bylaw was very clear for screening purposes. And this request is to have no vegetation at all, which really is counter to the intent of the bylaw. And when I think of the comments from the select board, it specifically says as long as the original intent is in place. So I don't think that this board has any latitude at all in accepting the request of the applicant of having no vegetation at all. So I would like the other board members to comment. And Laura,
So,
I see you there, Laura, too.
Robert, I raised my hand. Can I comment?
Yes.
So this is Lance McNally, and the bylaw states in 145-86F under site control that fencing along the installation perimeter shall be provided to control access around the photovoltaic solar area with a vegetative buffer outside of the fencing. So I agree with you, Robert, that the bylaw basically is quite explicit that we have to have a vegetative buffer. And there's nothing that I read in the bylaw that gives the planning board, any options to waive that. It doesn't say, the planning board can or cannot. It's very clear that it's a requirement.
Thank you, Lance. Any other comments?
Yeah, I have my hand up.
You put your hand up.
On behalf of the select board, I will tell you that the other comment that was made was that the select board trusts the decision of the planning board. I thought that was also on the comment, but maybe not. But that is what was stated in our meeting.
Okay. Thank you, Lorna. Carol?
I'll go along with what Lance said for the reading of the bylaws. If we can't change it, then it has to be done the way the bylaw says.
Is Hartley present?
Yes, Hartley's here.
Hartley, can I have your comments?
This vegetative boundary, I've never heard that term used before, but forgive me for not knowing it. We're talking something like what, a hedge or something of that of plants. What exactly would that consist of?
Well, Hartley, what happened here, what the request is to not have any vegetation. And the basis of the request is because the previous vegetation hasn't survived. So the applicant is soliciting a request not to have any vegetation at all. And so what the comments have been thus far is that I don't believe this board has any jurisdiction in waiving the requirement from the zoning bylaw. So from what my vision is of it, the applicant still has to provide a proposal for a vegetative screening in order to comply with the bylaw. And so he is not proposing any vegetation in this application as I see it. Okay.
Fine.
What depicts a vegetative buffer? Because evidently what they planted didn't work, correct? They all died, or most of them died, and if I recall correctly, they replaced some and those died, and then they eventually all got ripped out. Isn't there a hayfield in front of it? Is that considered a vegetative buffer or no?
Well,
Robert, the applicant has his hand up.
this would, from my perspective, would require relief from the zoning bylaw, which has to be granted to the zoning board of appeals, requested from them. No?
No. Planning board is the special permit granting authority, and it does specifically say vegetative screening along the fence of the array.
Right.
And that would mean a hedgerow, not a field.
And it doesn't mean that we can waiver that requirement, if I'm correct.
Nope, you cannot.
That's right. So, so from my perspective, there's no way that we can endorse this application. So
I would,
yes,
Chair Therian, you might want to let the applicant speak. That's part of the process, normal procedure.
yes, please.
Oh, Skip.
Good evening, Lawrence Provost. My nickname's Skip. I just wanted to be sure that the record stood that we did maintain the agreed upon trees and shrubs and plants and did an annual inspection by a licensed engineer. And we did, make every attempt to keep that screening alive, and it was removed by another party.
I think this board is sympathetic to the problem you've had having the vegetation survive here. It may be, however, there's nothing we can do to that I see that we can do to change the bylaw as it's written. So I might suggest, and this is totally up to your resources and your actions, that you may approach people that are knowledgeable about different types of vegetation that can suggest something that would survive in that area. Obviously, from my opinion, there's a lot of vegetation that's surviving along that roadside now. And if that has to be replicated without any real formal specific species, that might serve the purpose of this board. Are there any other members that would like to comment?
If I may, just because I know everyone's remote and probably a little tuckered out after a blizzard, or whatever we want to call it these days, there are some key steps to follow for public hearing procedures. I know they're available on that shared drive. It might be good to walk through those just to make sure you hear from everybody in the public. Mr. Provost gets to present sort of what's going on. I know he sort of shared it, but I don't know if he has any other more formal process he was trying to get to. I know you read the legal ad. We have a virtual public sign-in sheet, but there are a couple other steps, Mr. Terry, and I don't want to step on your toes, but I know it's been a long day for a lot of folks here with the weather. So I want to make sure, we sort of check all the things off the list that you have in front of you for a public hearing and for keeping Beth's open meeting law checklist going. So,
well, we appreciate your comments.
That's me being miserly and just making sure we follow a process. So sorry to jump in. So
everything is appropriate here. So please, anytime you can address anything that you see needs to be done, I have no reservations about pursuing those directives.
Yeah, and you can, I'm going to I'll throw Beth into it. She might be able to say, all right, guys, we're on number 2, introduction of the board members, which I think you did. You read the legal ad, you've had, Lawrence Skip, describe things. So maybe just sort of go through the items that are on your list there to sort of check them off as you go down.
Robert, do you have the document called the PH Guide 22 West Meadow Road open?
I don't.
All right. So you need to open that up to be able to go through all of the various steps that are required for a public hearing.
I can screen share that too if you want.
If you could, I have very little time to prepare for this meeting tonight. So
yeah, understood.
Or I'd be more than happy to go through it, Robert, if you want me to.
Okay.
Okay. So we've opened the public hearing. All of the board members have been introduced. Robert read the legal ad. And Skip, do you have anything to present in terms of your proposal, or do you think you've covered that well enough?
We submitted a letter along with the application that stated our position, and it was that following the October 6th, I believe, board meeting where Current conditions of the vegetative screening were accepted. And there was a comment that as long as it is maintained as is, that it was acceptable. And following that, I was notified that, procedurally, we had to come before the board and make a change, request a change to the special permit, which now I'm learning that it's a bylaw and the board doesn't have the ability to make a change. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That's correct. It looks like
Okay.
you'll need to do a hedgerow along the fence line.
We'll address that with the other parties, and we'll come up with a plan that meets the requirements of the bylaw.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Fantastic.
So we've already discussed 145/86 in terms of reviewing the bylaw that we can't change. I don't think that there's any need for a site visit, unless any other board member believes that we need to have a site visit before continuing to make a decision here. Any board member speak up if you believe there's well, let me just go around. Robert, do you think we need to do a site visit?
No, I don't. I also think the applicant can withdraw his request if you'd like, without us having to take a formal action.
I wouldn't recommend that.
Pardon?
I wouldn't recommend that. I would recommend the board continue, allow the applicant to submit the landscaping plan along the fence line of hedgerows. And at the next hearing, you could just simply make your decision then, because he'll be basically changing the same. You don't want him to withdraw. You want him to move forward. So accept the submittal as a change.
So based on what Beth has told us, it might be wise just to continue this and have him resubmit. Is that what you're suggesting, Beth?
I'm suggesting that, yeah, you just allow him to come back with a plan of where he's going to put the vegetative screening. And I highly recommend it is along the fence line, not along the road.
Right.
So we don't have to do this again.
Right.
All right. So yeah, and that would be, picking, the species and the placement of the hedgerow, and then that'll satisfy the bylaws. But I would continue.
Is that agreeable with you, Mr. Provost?
Yes, we will come up with a alternative plan and submit it.
So Robert, I hate to jump in here, but to go through the checklist of what's required in a public hearing, we have to invite, if there's any public, members from the public that have any questions or comments.
Yes, are there any members from the public that would like to contribute to this conversation?
If so, raise your hand so that you can be called out and go from there, please.
I'm not aware of anybody that wants to express another opinion.
Christy Curry, I don't know how to say Christy.
Curry.
Curry. Yep, she's got her hand up.
Yeah, I just had a couple questions. I live up West Meadow Road, and so it's kind of a nearby installation. And was it simply that the vegetation wasn't surviving that was the reason for the request? Was my only question. It sounds like that was the case.
Apparently, from what we understand,
Okay, yeah.
the original vegetation plan that was submitted did not survive. I understand that the applicant redid it and it didn't survive again. Because it's a requirement, now we're in a situation where he has to submit another plan or another proposal to meet the bylaw requirement.
So Robert, this
Yes.
is Lance. So I would like to make a motion that we continue the public hearing, and we will resume once to give the applicant a time to put together a vegetation plan to submit.
Thank you. Anyone want to second that?
I second the motion.
Any discussion?
You have to have a time and date certain.
That's correct.
So why
Comments?
don't you let Skip
About
speak.
how much time might be required here?
ask the applicant? He's got his hand up. Why don't you ask Mr. Provost?
Mr. Provost?
Yes, I just wanted to clarify that the vegetation was surviving and we were
Yes, it was.
replacing it on an annual basis.
That's right. Yes, they did. They've submitted annual reports for 5 years on the viability of the plants, and there were several trees and shrubs that were
surviving
removed.
and they were removed. So it was not that we weren't maintaining it and we weren't able to grow stuff. We were growing it. It was maintained in our.
Right. So, Mr. Provost, right now, we're going to continue this until you can submit another proposal that you think would be more realistic for the situation. The question at hand is, how much time do you need?
I would say at least a month to employ a civil engineer to determine the trees, draw the plans and get it back to you.
Thank you. All right, so we have a motion to continue this hearing until the applicant has an opportunity to resubmit an alternative plan. And he's requesting additional 30 days to do that.
So how about that we have continue the hearing until March the 30th?
Can you do March 23rd? That's your regularly scheduled meeting.
Skip, does continuing the hearing until March the 23rd at 6:35 work for you?
I hope so, yes. We'll definitely give it a shot to get everybody in line and get it resubmitted.
Okay, so let me amend my motion that I make the motion that we continue this public hearing until March the 23rd at 6:35 p.m. Where the applicant is going to be providing a vegetation plan.
Any seconds?
I'll second it.
Okay.
Last
Any
names,
more
please.
discussion? All right. Shall we move for a vote?
Carol Hofstas, yes.
Lance McNally, yes.
Shaw, yes.
Brett King, yes.
Robert Therian, yes. The motion carried.
Okay, my phone is going to die, so I'm going to go back to the computer where you can't see me.
Okay.
So the next item on our agenda is
Andrews can come back in now, David.
right.
Okay, you'll have to wait
Dave.
for Carol to come back as well.
Okay, thank you.
Does that end the hearing for our application?
Sorry?
Does that end the hearing for my application? Do I stay for the rest of the meeting or?
Yeah, you don't have to stay for the rest.
I didn't know. We're all done now that you took the vote and we're going to come back in a month. Just clarify.
Yeah, and I will. Yeah, we'll be back in a month, and it sounds like all the boards will need is just a planting plan of what you're going to put along the fence line, and it doesn't have to be the whole fence. It's just along West Meadow.
We'll do a design as well as a written plan that goes along with it. And it'll come from Beals and Thomas again. So as you know, we work with them really well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you all. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay. Are we on to 2.2?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Do we have, Beth, do we have, oh, we do have David. Hi, David.
Good evening. Yes, hi. You hear me okay?
Just fine.
Yeah.
So, David, if you want, feel free to introduce yourself, and I believe you're here to give us a brief overview of Hoyle Tanner and Associates services and such.
Yes. Thank you very much. I wanted to make sure that Carol's back on. It looks like she is. So, thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedule this evening to let me introduce myself and our services. My name is David Langley. I am a vice president with Hoyle Tanner and Associates and regional business manager for our Chelmsford office, where we have a staff of about 13 people, roughly 10% of our company. We're a civil and environmental engineering design firm and construction firm. And we submitted earlier on the Mason Brook Acres preliminary subdivision plan, which we reviewed for the town. And we've also put up proposals for 53 West Meadow, 3-wheeler and Seaver Road extension, which I believe you'll be reviewing all of those this evening. We've done a lot of work in the area. Locally, we work directly with the town of Dunstable, and we've done town engineer services with the town of Dunstable for going on 5 years now, about 50 different projects with the town, everything from A&Rs, subdivisions, stormwater, ground-mounted solar, as you were just talking about. We've done some work directly with the town for the MS4, as well as a bridge project. We also work in the town of Ayer nearby. We did a bridge design, and we're currently doing bridge construction services in Ayer. Just over the border in Amherst, New Hampshire, we've done some peer review services there as well, and a full town-wide bridge assessment. And in our office location of Chelmsford, we've done a 14 major culvert assessment project, two of those culverts, which we made full design recommendations or redesign and improvement recommendations on. Our company's been in business for about 53 years now, and you've heard a little bit of our services, but we do everything: roads, bridges, site civil. We have a survey crew. I think about most of those would be the services that would interest you. Water, wastewater as well. And that's what I've got. Does anyone have any questions about what we can do, what we can offer?
I do not. I appreciate you coming and giving an update of what you guys do.
Sure.
I think from the town administrator select board side, it's a group that becomes a local expert and a local resource for departments, boards, and committees. I can speak highly from David's expertise from experience with him in the town that I live in. I think it'd be a great resource for the real technical projects that Townsend has before it in some respects to really help you guys honor and make the bylaws proud to have someone with some real technical expertise help out along the way. I know the select board will also be discussing a master service agreement with Hoyle and Tanner. It doesn't limit the fact that you can go to other agencies or other firms and work and see what their fee structures are. But if I'm understanding it correctly, it does allow for the town of Townsend to lean into an agreement with a Hoyle and Tanner for specific questions along the way, sort of at predetermined rates for our budget overwatch, if you will.
Yes and no. So I guess what would happen with the master service agreement is it would the basis of a master service agreement is so that we can eliminate the repetitiveness of some of the contract items. So what we do is we'd set up a master service agreement that would have all of our front end contract information in that agreement, and then we develop a bunch of task orders from that. So then all we'd have to do is say, okay, refer to the master service agreement for all the background contract language, and then here's the specifics for the item we're reviewing, whether it's a ground mounted solar, A&R, definitive subdivision, or whatnot. We have, though, as Karen was referring to, developed a fee structure, at least in the town of Dunstable, where I did see your fee structure for some of the reviews that you've had. We've gone through and done everything special permit. There's a special permit review fee. There's an A&R review fee, and so on and so forth. We put in what the baseline fee would be. And of course, if there's additional review time that's necessary or additional site visits that are needed, obviously we would extend our services. We'd let you know beforehand as you're aware, and as you have your fee structured. Those fees get passed directly along to the applicant, but there would be a heads up beforehand saying, we're in our second or third review on this, so in order for us to proceed, we need to extend our services for that. But we could set up a fee structure if you'd like to do that, or if you'd like to continue with using, a suite of consultants. You're free to do that as well. All the master service agreement does is again provide that background, so we don't have to continue to submit some of the other repetitive paperwork that comes along with submitting a contract for these. If you like, we could come up with a fee structure. You'd know ahead of time with Hoyle Tanner, okay, this is what it would cost to start with for the different reviews that you have going on, and that's something we could definitely work with you to put together. One other service that we offer in the town of Dunstable that may or may not be of interest to you is that we act as the town's stormwater agent. So enforcement, review, inspection of anything stormwater related that's associated with projects that are going on in town. I know that can be a challenge in some communities with having the personnel that are either qualified or even just available, because you have limited town resources to get out there to the sites and do the inspections, make sure that the applicants are meeting all the guidelines and requirements of your stormwater bylaws. And so we offer those services as well.
Interesting. Thank you, David.
You're welcome.
Certainly, maybe we got a packed agenda tonight, but maybe we as a board in a future agenda item, maybe talk a little bit more about the services that Hoyle Tanner offers, and how we can make ourselves more efficient if that's an option.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, unless any other board members have any questions for David?
I would like to, is there anything in this master proposal that you feel may be not necessary, or any ways that we can have greater control on the fees and the fee structures or the services that are needed? I'm not familiar with the proposal, and I haven't read it or anything, so I'm just asking a general question on that.
So the proposal that was in the packet that we submitted you, that was just an overview of our services. I think that's what you're referring to.
Yes.
So there's nothing about fees in there. That's more of just here's who we are, here's what we do.
I see.
Excuse me. And then with the Seaver Road extensions, where we submitted our scope and fee for that project in particular. But as far as like a fee structure, again, that's something that we've worked with the community as far as, okay, this is going to be kind of our standard rates. We haven't established that yet. That's not something we've talked about yet with Townsend.
I have one other question. When it comes time to request services, can you give us an idea of how much lead time there is, or what kind of scheduling concepts we might have to entertain?
A lot of those usually dependent on the timelines that are set forth in the bylaw. So depending on if it's an A&R, there's a certain timeline for that, definitive subdivision, and so on. So we work within those those timelines, or do the best we can to work within those timelines.
Awesome.
Again, if you want to keep an open, a master service agreement doesn't commit you to using just our services. So if you have other engineering firms you like to work with, or there's another engineering firm that may have better availability than we do, depending on what the project is, by all means, you're free to use them as well. So it's a non-binding contract. It's just an avenue that allows us, again, to eliminate the repetitiveness of some of the front end paperwork. There's an agreement we need to sign with the town. We'd have to do that every single time. There's our full list of Appendix A, B, C, and so on of different terms and conditions and our insurance and all that. And that doesn't change over all the things that would remain the same for the duration of the master service agreement would be put in there. And it'd just be a matter of, each task order would say, okay, we're looking at specifically this project, doing these services for this. All other things refer back to that master service agreement. But again, there's no commitment to use us.
When a specific project is being requested for your consulting services, how is the scope of the project determined?
Usually,
yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Usually it's pretty fixed. Again, so if it's a definitive subdivision or an A&R or stormwater, they're usually predetermined by what it is. In some cases, if the acreage is larger or the area of disturbance is larger or something, then that would widen things. So that would be a reason for us to put together some sort of a scope or a fee package that would show, okay, here's for every additional acreage or for every additional square footage or whatnot.
Right.
Add this amount. If you'd like to have some sort of structure in place so that applicants could see ahead of time that this is what they're getting into, we could set something up.
I think that would be advantageous for us.
So, Robert, just I think it's certainly worth having additional discussions on to see, from what David presented and some ideas, what we can do to kind of increase some efficiency on the planning board side. I just want to be mindful of the time. And I know that, it's going to be difficult tonight with all that we've got going, but, we got a 7:15. I'd like to try to move towards that unless anyone has any other questions for David. None heard. All right, David, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time, and good luck with the rest of your agenda items this evening and plowing out tomorrow.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so next is 7:15 public hearing for Three Wheeler Road. This is another one that I will be recusing from. So, TCAM, if you don't mind giving me the boot.
Give me 1 second, Andrew.
No problem.
Okay. Okay, Andrew is now in the waiting room. You guys can move on now.
Okay, Hartley, can you read the
legal notice here?
Yes, thank you.
Townsend Planning Board legal notice in accordance with MGL Chapter 40A and the Townsend General Bylaws Chapter 85, NPDES Phase 2 Stormwater Management, and Chapter 175, Article 5, Stormwater Regulations. The Planning Board will hold a public hearing on Monday, February 23rd, 2026 at 7:15 p.m. in the Select Board Chambers, Memorial Hall, 272 Main Street. The purpose of the hearing is to consider an application submitted by Gary Shepard for modification of existing stormwater management permit SM 2022-02. The proposed modification seeks approval to reconstruct a building in an area previously designated as a restoration area under a concurrently granted earth excavation special permit. The project involves disturbance of approximately 264,000 square feet of land, including areas with slopes greater than 15%, located at Three Wheeler Road, Assessor's Map 4, Block 9, Lot 0, in the RB2 zoning district and the Aquifer Protection Overlay District. The hearing will be held in person with a virtual Zoom option. Full remote access details will be posted at least 48 hours prior on the town's website. Under the upcoming events calendar, written comments may be submitted prior to the hearing. Public comments will also be accepted during the hearing. The application is on file with the town clerk and planning board for public review. Respectfully submitted, Robert Therian, Vice Chair.
Is there any, does the applicant want to make a presentation here?
Yes, Mr. Chair, Ryan Proctor with Dillis and Rory. I'm here tonight representing the applicant.
Thank you.
Thank you. Would it be all right if I shared my screen?
Yes.
Excellent. All right, can everybody see the site plan that I have up in front?
Yes.
All right, great, thank you. So I know the board had talked about this 2 weeks ago. Again, this is a modification to an existing stormwater management permit at Three Wheeler Road. The board had discussed this amongst themselves at the last meeting to provide a recommendation to the Zoning Board of Appeals. We did have a meeting last week with them in which they voted to approve this modification that I'll present to you tonight as well. What I have in front of you tonight is actually the previous iteration of the site plan that was approved by your board with the current stormwater management permit. So originally we're proposing to remove gravel from the entire hill and then remove 2 structures at the top of the hill. The approximate cut was about 20 feet across the entire hill. Everything would be sloped down from the north side of the property to the southerly side of the property, and we had 1 stormwater infiltration basin at the downhill portion of the site. And then the entire area was going to be restored with a loam and a native seed mix. The modification that we are presenting is actually a reduction in the overall earth removal portion of the project. The applicant wishes and has been restoring, instead of removing, they've been restoring one of the 2 buildings at the top of the hill that was previously approved to be removed. This building on the northerly side of the property will still be removed, but at this point, the owners are proposing to retain this building on the top. And as such, we've eliminated a lot of the grading that was previously approved on the top of the slope and limited the earth removal portion of the site to this lower area here. So this would be the focus of the earth removal. And then we do still have a stormwater management basin to capture the runoff that would be coming off the hill along the easterly property line. So really the only 2 changes that we have here, we are retaining a building here, reducing the scope of work by approximately 50% from what was previously proposed in terms of earth removal, and consolidating the earth removal portion of the project, the gravel removal, to this easterly portion of the site. The project has been ongoing. They still have coverage under the NIPDES permit, which is the National Pollutant Elimination Discharge Elimination System. So we do have active coverage. They are providing reports to your board on a monthly basis as required. But that is what we're here tonight, seeking a modification to the existing permit for those 2 things that I just mentioned. If there's any questions from the board, I'd be happy to take them.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
The board is pretty familiar with this project.
Mhm.
Based on the reason we had requested a continuation was primarily to have a consultant on behalf of the applicant to present it formally in case there were any questions coming from the public or for the members.
Sure.
Basically, what we see here is a major reduction in scope, which seems to be beneficial in my opinion, for all parties, including our own department. And it's like Ryan has mentioned, it's a 50% reduction and the alteration of the landscape there and topography. So it's a pretty dramatic change. However, it's far more, in my opinion, favorable from what was previously approved. So I'm going to welcome the other members of the board to make any comments regarding what I just might have outlined.
Chair Therian, just to clear the record, this is not a continuation. You're opening a public hearing for a stormwater management application. The application is a modification to an existing stormwater management permit. And I just wanted to clear that for the record. It's not a continuation. It's a new application for a modification to an existing permit.
I agree with you, Beth, but I think the reason we didn't review it last time was premised on what was having the consultant present us.
I'm sorry, but this has been posted and published as a planning board public hearing.
Okay.
You might be confusing it with a zoning board of appeals public hearing, because the zoning board of appeals is the SCGA for the earth excavation special permit, under which this project is also permitted. So it can be very confusing because there are two different boards that are reviewing this modification, this project change. And the planning board's piece of it is only stormwater management. And that is the application before you tonight.
Okay, thank you, Beth. Sorry. We did get comments from the various departments. The health board of health agrees with the modification. Conservation committee had no comment. The select board had no comment and left that up to our board. And the ZBA had no comment. So that's the result from the other departments in town. I want to take any comments from any other board members.
This is Kieran, as usual. I'm just making sure you follow the checklist you have in front of you. Thought Lance did a pretty sharp job with that before, so maybe that's a good way to sort of collaborate together on that, to keep it, crossing the right items that you have in front of you, and go from there. Just trying to help out.
Help me out, Karen. I don't have the checklist in front of me, so what would be the next?
I have the checklist. So you've invited the applicant to present their proposal, which Ryan has taken care of. The board reviews project and plans against the town's rules and regulations, and the applicable rules and regulations here are Article 5, the stormwater regulations, and Chapter 85, the NIPD's Phase 2 stormwater management bylaw. To do that, it is my recommendation that you, the board, have a technical peer review done. And you do have two that have been presented to the board. So my recommendation is to employ an outside consultant to review the project. And that is part of your prerogative as a board. That's number 7. So the board can take action on that or go through each of the rules and regulations independently.
So the next discussion would be the consideration of a consultant to assist our board and Beth with the information of the services that would be needed here. Can I have a motion that we recommend or appoint a consultant?
If there's a planning board member listening, this would be the time to make a motion for peer review, it sounded like.
This is Lance McNally. I'll make a motion that we select a technical review consultant to review the submitted stormwater management proposal by Dillis and Roy.
I'll second it.
The motion is on the floor to have a consultant review the modified plan and to make appropriate recommendations. Can I have a vote, please?
Roll call, please, and last name first.
Hofstas Carol, yes.
McNally Lance, yes.
Robert Therian, yes.
Yes.
King Brett, yes.
Hartley,
Already, well, I'll do it again if you wish. Pletchaw, Hartley, yes.
the motion carries.
So you want to go through, sorry, I have to get back to that. So the next one is if the board would like to go through the proposals right now and make a selection, because there are two available, you could do that now.
I entertain that we review both proposals at this time.
Do you want to review both of them at this time?
Uh,
Or have you done that out of session? Because they've both been in your folders for a bit, but it would be best if you could choose one so that it could move, forward for the applicant.
And the two proposals were from, do we have them in the folder yet?
There are
Nice.
two. Yeah. One of them is from Oil and Tanner. I can screen share it if you haven't reviewed it yet, or have board members had an opportunity to review it?
This is Carol. I have reviewed both of them.
Thank you.
I have not.
I have not.
Did you say you have not, Hartley?
Yeah, yes, I have not.
Okay.
I've looked at them.
And Brett, have you looked at them?
I'm looking at them right now.
Okay. Robert, can you look at them now, or do you want me to screen share them, or what can we do to help?
I think it would be helpful for everybody if we just screen shared them.
Okay.
Thank you, Beth.
One thing to note for those that don't know much about peer reviews, and forgive me if you know this already, but the intent is for, an engineering firm or someone of technical acumen to review the project. The expenses are incurred and borne by the applicant, so they pass on to the applicant. And Beth will yell at me if I misinterpret any of this, but I know she's working away to get something on the screen, so I'll talk in the meantime. And, really this is a pretty common practice for a lot of projects in Townsend, but as well as many other communities in Massachusetts. It also assists your planning board admin in terms of helping us, get the Hoyle and Tanners of the world, or the Graves. I think that's the other folks that had a number to share with the town.
Yes.
And then review it and make sure the stormwater management side of things are being followed. So.
Okay, so I do have I have one of the two cost estimates. Robert, how would you like me to present this? There's scope of services, there's a project understanding, there's a task list, there's assumptions, there's client responsibilities, scheduling, and basis of the payment.
I think the priority would be the scope of services and how consistent they are between both. Have you had a chance to review the scope, Beth?
I haven't put them side to side, but that's a good point. I mean, this one, again, there are 8 tasks here. I will say Hoyle and Tanner has worked for the board recently. You'll probably recall the preliminary subdivision review.
Yes.
That was done. Yes, that was Hoyle and Tanner that did execute that for the board.
Mm-hmm.
Very specific and detailed work.
Mm-hmm.
And I found them very pleasurable to work with in terms of, corresponding and keeping me up to date. So on your screen are their scope of services, and I can pull up the other one too. But theirs is very, very specific to the project.
Is this comprehensive in your view? Beth?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Beth,
I think we should compare the other one now.
Pardon? Yeah, the second one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, so we can move along.
Beth, would they both meet our requirements?
Yes, for scope of work, absolutely.
Scope of work.
So this one here is the second scope of work. It's again, they're both going to review the plans for conformance with the stormwater bylaw and the regulations. This one also, let's see, yeah, stormwater regs, proposed grading, review the construction details, review the pre and post hydrology modeling, review compliance. Everything is similar. Yeah, so this looks very similar in terms of tasks. I didn't put them side by side, to be honest, but yeah, it would be fairly similar. We've worked with Graves Engineering on numerous stormwater management permit applications in the past. Yeah, some of the board members may be very familiar with their work, and it's also been very good. So we have 2 really good options, and I don't see much of a difference between them other than the budget. And Graves looks like total suggested initial budget. They're saying initial budget is $1,800 versus Hoyle and Tanner, which is peer review phase estimated amount of $3,841. So that's a significant difference there. And Hoyle and Tanner has not done a stormwater management application review yet for us. I am totally confident in their abilities to do so based on their previous work. So it's really up to the board. And I think both firms would be more than adequate, and there is an appeal process. If the applicant is, if you read the regs, the applicant does have the right to appeal, but the appeal would be based on qualifications of the engineering consultant. Both of these consultants are highly qualified. I'll leave it up to you.
Mr. Chair, may I ask a question through you? This is Ryan Proctor. Sorry, Dillis and Roy.
Go for it. Not me, but I think Robert didn't hear you. Sorry.
Okay. Beth, was this project originally, this predated me, was this project originally peer reviewed by Graves several years ago when it was first before the board?
I don't know who did the original peer review. It was before my time. It was
Okay.
10 years ago, 2016.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was still in college then.
So I don't think it was Graves because I don't remember the firm at the time.
Okay.
Lance, you go back that far. Do you remember?
Unfortunately, I don't.
So I can speak on behalf of the applicant. Certainly our preference, we've worked with Graves professionally on several different projects in town, in Townsend and several other towns. And the price difference is certainly appealing, I'm sure, to the applicant. So if the board is comfortable with Graves, I know you've used them in the past, that would certainly be our preference. Yeah, for what that's worth.
Mr. Chairman, this is Lori. I also was on planning for a long time, and Graves did a lot of work for us. And they've always been good. I've used them on other things too, as far as developments and stuff like that. So they are a good company.
So at this point, the board would make a motion, select one of the consultants, and specifically, somebody would second it, have a discussion, and a vote. So we can secure a contract and collect the consulting fee and get that started.
I'll make a motion to go with Graves.
Could you be more specific, just
Graves Engineering for the peer review.
of Three Wheeler Road,
Three-wheeler
stormwater
road.
management modification application? Yeah,
State your name, but making the motion, and same.
Brett King.
thank you.
And this is Carol Hofstas. I'll second the motion.
Thank you.
Any discussion? Shall we move the motion? The motion's on the floor to select the Graves firm to be the consultant on this project. Can I have a vote, please?
Carol Hofstas, yes.
McNally Lance, yes.
Brett King, yes.
Shaw Hartley, yes.
Robert Daring, yes. So moved.
Thank you. And with that, you want to continue the hearing because you will go ahead and will execute the contract with the peer review engineer. They will work with the applicant and his representative. The board will get a findings letter, but I don't know the schedule of that consultant yet. So I would reserve about a month at least to continue this hearing until the March 23rd meeting as well.
This is Lance. I'll make a motion to continue the public hearing until March the 23rd.
What time did you have the other one for?
6:35. So let's make this one 7:30. How's that?
Well, you could do it at 7.
All right, 7.
Yeah, thanks.
So my motion is to continue the public hearing until March the 23rd at 7 p.m.
This is Carol Hofstas. I'll second it.
Vote on the motion to continue this to March 23rd at 7 o'clock.
Brett King, yes.
Carol Hofstas, yes.
Lance McNally, yes.
Robert Daring, yes. The motion's carries.
Great. Thank you very much for your time tonight. We'll see you in about a month.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thanks. So did you want to take any public comment? I know you haven't gotten to that yet. Any public members of the public here that want to speak? And did you read the referral comments? I don't think you did.
I did.
Oh, you did. Okay.
You want me to repeat them?
I don't know that you read them.
Well,
Okay.
the Board of Health was in agreement. Conservation Committee No comment. Select board. No comment.
Oh, there wasn't anything to read. No, select board actually said, confidence in planning board decision.
Right. And the ZBA had no comment.
Highway, no comment. Yeah, okay. Awesome. Okay, so that's it. Did you want to take public comments?
Anyone from the public want to make a comment?
Speak now, forever hold your peace.
Well, at least until next March. I mean, until March 23rd.
Right.
Where I'll be back.
Okay.
Thanks.
I'll propose that we
No,
invite.
no, you don't close it. It's just you can invite Andrew back in and move on
Yes,
to the
that's
next
what I
agenda item.
advise Andrew accordingly.
Hey, Andrew should be in momentarily.
Thank you.
Hey, guys.
Hey,
Awesome.
we're running a little behind. Apologies for the public hearing for the stormwater regulations changes, but we can jump right in.
Beth, do we have, I don't know if you would know better than I, do we have people present for the stormwater hearing?
I
Or do
don't
we-
know. I'm not sure.
Okay, I got you. All right, so
We got a lot.
got it. We'll just jump right in. All right, so 7:35. We are a little bit late. Public hearing to review proposed stormwater amendments to the planning board rules and regulations. Article 5, stormwater regulations. Section 175-45, stormwater management, erosion and sediment control plan. Stormwater plan. Let me pull those up on my computer.
Okay, so Hartley can read the legal notice. We haven't done that yet. Do you have it, Hartley?
Looking for it, I apologize.
I can screen share it if you need it.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No problem. No, it's okay. I can get that going.
Okay, I'm not seeing it all.
Oh, I have it.
Okay, Townsend Planning Board legal notice. In accordance with the provision of MGL Chapter 40A, Sections 5 and 11, and zoning bylaw Article 12, Section 145-69, the Planning Board will hold a public hearing on Monday, February 23rd, 2026 at 7:35 p.m. in the Selectmen's Chambers, Memorial Hall, 272 Main Street, and via remote access to review proposed amendments to the Planning Board rules and regulations as follows. Planning Board rules and regulations. Article 5, Stormwater Regulations, Section 175-44. Stormwater Management, Erosion and Sedimentation Control Plan, the Stormwater Plan. The proposed amendments are available for review in the town clerk and land use offices, 272 Main Street, Townsend, Massachusetts, during regular business hours, or via email request to planning@townsendma.gov. Written comments may be submitted in advance, or parties may speak at the hearing in person or through an agent. Full remote access details will be posted at least 48 hours prior on the town's website, www.townsendma.gov, under the upcoming events calendar. Respectfully submitted, Andrew Shepard, Chair.
Thank you, Hartley. Beth,
And
do
I'm
we?
going to go right to the amendment here. Sorry.
Do we need, I don't know if we've done this in the other ones. Do we need to vote to open the public hearing or we're okay?
No,
Okay.
you're
Did everyone get a chance to read the adjusted amendments to the stormwater regulations? Or have any questions or thoughts? I know these have come up a little bit at past meetings. Hearing none.
I think in terms of the public, can you give just a general overview of why the change is necessary?
Beth, because you've been working with or have had the communications with the EPA and such, would you mind giving a brief overview of the process we've taken and the reviews that have already happened on this?
Yeah, I don't mind at all. We did discover through an administrative order that our current stormwater management regulations needed some additional wording, if you will, and processes for post-development suspended solid removal. So we are under administrative order with the EPA Region 1 to go ahead and make those changes. And I've worked with the EPA representative and Ted Neuter and with our own town legal to word the regulate and Bob Garside, our building commissioner, to appropriately add the language that we need to be compliant. The reason we need to be in compliance is this is a town-wide stormwater management permit. So each individual stormwater management permit that is issued and granted and monitored is all part of the town special stormwater permit. Not special, but the town stormwater permit. So this is the language that we needed to add, and it's basically post-construction removal of total suspended solids, total phosphorus, and it's just a treatment. And it's all based on what the EPA has indicated is necessary for each one of our
Thank you, Beth.
regulations. You're welcome.
So in other words, this is kind of required by the EPA. And we have also had it viewed, if I'm not mistaken, by town council, in addition to the other departments you've worked with and town council approves.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the way it works is the public hearing is you had to post it in the newspaper 7 days prior, which was done. So we have that, and take any public comment, and then board deliberation and final vote tonight. And if you guys accept the proposal as written, then it simply goes to the town clerk and it is ratified. So that's the process.
So let's see if anyone came out tonight for some stormwater regulation comments. I'd like to open it up for public comment. I'd say going once, going twice. Okay, I'll say no public comment for the stormwater regulation changes. I'd like to open it up to the board now if there's any questions or comments on the proposed stormwater changes.
Will this be presented at the town meeting?
Nope. No, this is a regulation change done at the planning board level.
Okay.
Thank you, Robert. Anybody else? Okay.
I make a motion that we approve the changes as presented.
You have a second? Any seconds?
I'll second it.
Motion?
Nope, this is Carol.
Go ahead.
I think I saw Carol light up first, so we have Robert Therian made the motion and Carol Hofstas with the second. And would like to go around, say your name, say your vote. We'll go say it. Yeah, just go for it.
Carol Hofstas, yes.
Robert Therian, yes.
Brett King, yes.
Hartley, you're
So yes.
Excellent. And then Andrew Shepherd, yes.
Lance?
I think Lance, can Lance vote on this? I think Lance was filling in for when I was not present.
I see.
I don't get to vote because Andrew's back.
You're going to work out a deal with TCAM. Have him boot me. Thank you, Lance. Okay, so the ayes have it, and the regulations pass.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so now we can move to, we're a little bit late, but getting closer. Item 2.5, 7:50 p.m., public hearing, 53 West Meadow Road, application for a new major stormwater management permit. Proposal includes land disturbances of 46,097 square feet, including 7,829 square feet of steep slopes greater than 15% at the property at 53 West Meadow Road, Assessor's Map 4, Block 34, Lot 0, RB2 zoning district with the applicant Susan Brine, if I pronounce that correctly. So who do we have joining us tonight? Do we have, I saw someone that looked like they could be an engineer and somebody else.
We need to read the legal notice.
Hartley, do you want to take us away with the legal notice?
Thank you. Announce the planning board legal notice in accordance with MGL Chapter 48, Townsend General Bylaw, Chapter 85, NPDES, Phase 2, Stormwater Management, and Chapter 175, Article 5, Stormwater Regulations. The planning board will hold a public hearing Monday, February 23rd, 2026, at 7:50 p.m. in the Select Board Chambers at Memorial Hall, 272 Main Street, regarding an application received from Susan Byrne proposing land disturbance of 46,097 square feet, including 7,829 square feet of steep slopes, 15% at the property at 53 Meadow Road, Assessor's Map 4, Block 34, Lot 0, RB2 zoning district. The amount of material proposed to be removed is above the threshold requiring a major stormwater management permit. The hearing will be held in person with a virtual Zoom option. Remote access details will be posted at least 48 hours prior on the town website, www.townssendma.gov. Under the upcoming events calendar, written comments may be submitted prior to the hearing. Public comments will also be accepted during the hearing. The application is on file with the town clerk and planning board for public review. Respectfully submitted, Andrew Shepherd, Chair.
Thank you, Hartley. So I'd like to, if we could, open it up. It looks like Paul from Stamsky and McNary seems to be the engineer. If you don't mind kind of talking us through and giving us a little update about what you guys are trying to do.
Yeah, absolutely. For the record, Paul Kirshner from Stamsky and McNary. We're the engineers and surveyors for this project. So I'm going to share my screen if that is okay. I have on the screen now the site plan that we included with our application. So the proposal is to construct 2 new single-family dwellings on West Meadow Road. The parcel is currently vacant. We have submitted an A&R plan to the board for their endorsement, and I believe that will be on the board's agenda for the next meeting. So you have not actually formally received that or reviewed that plan yet. So we are required to prepare a stormwater permit in accordance with the town's bylaw and rules and regulations because we are both, a few different things. There's more than 40,000 square feet of land disturbance proposed. There is more than 1,000 square feet of areas of steep slopes greater than 15% proposed. And there are areas where we propose fill in excess of 4 feet. Additionally, because this is for the construction of 2 single-family houses on lots created via A&R, we are required to file a major stormwater permit application, which we have done. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Like I said, these parcels are vacant. Lot 1 is on your left here. Lot 2 is on your right. We have single-family houses proposed on each lot with driveways leading to attached garages for each. Each lot is provided with a proposed roof dry well to infiltrate roof runoff generated by the impervious surface of the roof area. We do have a proposed infiltration trench along the side of each driveway. Lot 2, we actually have a drop inlet that captures a portion of the lawn area. So this dry well is both infiltrating runoff from the roof as well as some of the lawn. The septic system for Lot 2, or the design, has been completed by a different office and has actually already been approved by the Board of Health. The septic design for Lot 1 was completed by our office and is currently being reviewed by the Board of Health. It's good sandy soil out here, no groundwater in the test pits, so conducive to stormwater infiltration as well as construction of septic systems. But if you have any questions, I am here to answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. I don't believe I have any specific questions. I guess, does any other board member have any questions?
It looks pretty comprehensive to me, so.
Okay, excellent. I know this is slightly out of order. Are there any other public comments on the proposal or anything that anybody on the screen? No, hearing none. So, Beth, correct me if I'm wrong. Are we at a point of technical peer review? Oh, you there, Beth? Oh, can't hear you, Beth.
I would think so, yeah.
You were muted, Beth.
I think you're still muted.
Yes, yeah, here we go. So I did get two peer review proposals on this, and I screen share them both. I don't know if you'd had a chance to review them, but both consultants are well qualified. One of them is Graves Engineering, who the town has used many times before. The other is Hoyle and Tanner. I don't know how you would like me to share this. I know last time Robert hadn't had a chance to review them, so I can screen share them if you like, or but
I did have a chance to read them both. Can you just remind me, process wise, is the selection of the peer review done by the board, or is it presented to the applicant and they get to choose?
No, it is board hiring the consultant. The consultant works for the board through a process of like I just did. We collect the cost proposals. Sorry, I'm getting tired. And the board reviews the proposals, and the board takes a vote on what they feel would be, most appropriate. There is an appeal process, like I explained last time, but that appeal process by the applicant, if they're, not happy with the choice the board has made, they can appeal to the board of select board, but that appeal has got to be based on qualifications of the consultant. And in this case, both consultants are equally qualified. And I will tell you the difference in the peer reviews that the board received. The one from Hoyle and Tanner, the amount for the peer review phase is estimated at $3,841. And that is for the stormwater management. Oh, wait a minute. I am sorry. That doesn't look right. I'm sorry. I got the wrong project. Just a minute. I got the wrong project. Hold on. Okay. That was not the same thing. All right. Sorry, bear with me on this one. I'm down to West Meadow Road. Okay. The first contract that I'm going to review with you, similar scope of services. I can't speak to schedule at this point, but the amount from Hoyle and Tanner to be collected is $3,203 for an estimated amount for the peer review phase of this application. These estimates are based on review of the application and qualifications of the engineer. The second one is, sorry, just had it. The second one is provided to the board. It's a work order provided by Graves Engineering Incorporated. They've done numerous projects for the town for stormwater management application reviews in the past. Their total suggested initial budget is $1,900. Scope is similar to the other work order. So at this point, basically the process is for the board to make a decision on proceeding with one of the two cost proposals and approving that to go forward.
Got it. Okay. Thank you, Beth. Yeah, I mean, they're two qualified into proposals, and I think one is significantly cheaper than the other. And I would be inclined, for the benefit of the applicant, that we choose the more affordable option than the other one.
And one quick note, there is already $500 in escrow. The applicant has been great to work with. They've been trying to get ahead of everything and make sure that everything's been taken care of. I just like to thank them for that. They've been fantastic. So with that said, we already have $500 in escrow, but as soon as we get the contract executed with Graves, we'll go ahead and collect the balance and then get that going. So I would need a vote of the board, and that would be great.
I just have one clarification.
Go ahead, Robert.
This is 2 lots. So is the fee for both lots or each lot independently? And can we verify that?
That I don't know. That's a good question.
It says of the site plan dated December 17th. So
okay,
both lots are on the site plan, which I would think they would be.
Okay.
Yeah. They both consultants received the same application materials.
Okay.
So they're based on exactly the same
Just
thing.
wanted to be sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the work order from Graves Engineering,
Okay. Specifically for
specifically for 53 West Meadow Road in
major
town.
stormwater management permit application review. Yeah. So great. So that's great. I just want to be real specific so we can get this executed and fired off.
Fair enough. For the major stormwater management permit review.
Thank you.
We have I'll make the motion. Do we have a second?
I second Robert Therian.
Thanks, Robert. Okay, we'll go around again and say your name and say your vote.
Brett King, yes.
Carol Hofstas, yes.
Lee Plushaw, yes.
All right, Robert, what's your vote and your name?
Oh, Robert Therian, yes.
Thank you, Robert. Andrew Shepherd, yes. And the ayes have it.
All right. And if you want to take public comment, or I don't want to take over, but yeah, if you want to do any public comment at this point.
Yeah, I did ask for public comment after we had the engineer present, but I'm open to having another session of public comment if
Fantastic.
if anyone else has any comment. Seeing none, Paul, I appreciate your time, and Susan's iPad, who I assume may be the Susan of the application.
Yes, thank you.
And then we do have a few referral comments if you want. I can go through those quickly.
If you don't mind, I remember reading them between being remote and on my screen, it's tough to go back and forth. I don't think
Yeah,
there's
I'll take a crack at them. So the Board of Health did comment. The Board of Health is in the process of reviewing the septic plan for Lot 1, and the septic for Lot 2 was previously approved. As part of our review, we will ensure that the proposed drainage meets the offsets per 310 CMR 15 from the proposed septic components. So that's the Board of Health comment. There's a comment from the Conservation Commission. It says outside jurisdiction. There's a comment, one more comment. Oh, sorry, Select Board, just one moment. Select Board says, please make sure peer review is done. This looks like a major undertaking. And from ZBA, no comment. That's all the comments. So at this point, I recommend the board would continue this public hearing similarly to March 23rd to allow the peer review to commence and complete.
Can we entertain a motion?
I make a motion as for March 23rd for the peer review.
A continuation of the public hearing for 53 West Meadow Road stormwater management permit application. Continue to March 23rd, 2026 at 7:30. Yeah, you may not need that half hour, but this is going to go quick.
Robert, I recommend just saying so moved. Did I hear so moved? I'm going to say Robert made the motion. Do we have a second?
Carol Hofstra seconds.
Thank you, Carol. Let's go round robin again. Name.
Robert Darian, yes.
Brett King, yes.
Carol Hofstra, yes.
Lee Pleshaw, yes.
Andrew Shepherd, yes. Thank you, everybody. And we'll see you at the continued hearing.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Thanks, Paul.
Okay. So that concludes all of our public hearings. Do we need to do 3.1? 3.2, I believe, was completed.
Can I just jump in real quickly back with 53 West Meadow? I just wanted to confirm official receipt of the A&R that Paul announced to the board, because I do have that application in the planning board office, and per our regulations, I need to, you need to acknowledge receipt of that at the next meeting, which is tonight. So if you could just make a statement that you received it, that will start the official timestamp.
Okay.
That's okay. So A&R 53 West Meadow.
We'll acknowledge that we, as the planning board, have received the A&R for 53 West Meadow.
Thank you.
Excellent. 3.1, is there action needed on that one in the agenda? Engineering proposals for 3 Wheeler Road stormwater management permit?
Nope.
Okay.
It's already been done. Yep.
So we're good with that. We're good with 3.2, which is similar, but for 53 West Meadow.
Exactly.
3.3, planning board receipt of application for approval of a definite plan of a subdivision entitled Seaver Road Extension, including associated stormwater management permit application submitted in accordance with MGL Chapter 41, Section 810, and the Planning Board Rules and Regulations, Section 175-10 and 175-13. So what do we have in our statutory timeline, Beth, on that?
Well, I put together a little Excel sheet, but I'm not going to belabor the meeting anymore. You do have the applicant online. If you want to allow him a minute or two to introduce himself,
Sure.
That's perfectly fine.
Wayne, I take it that's you?
That's me, Mr. Chairman.
Excellent.
Good evening,
Welcome.
folks. Wayne Bellick Land Design Collaborative, here on behalf of the applicant Belvedere Capital. We're the design engineers on the project. And so we're looking forward to this process with the town. I must say, Beth is a gem. You guys have a good one. So she's been wonderful to work with. Little bit about our firm. I haven't done work in Townsend since the early 90s, I think. And it was an A&R. But we opened our doors and right before COVID, about 2 weeks before COVID hit us. We've been in business since for about 6 years, civil engineers, landscape architects, do subdivisions, quite a bit of work. So this is not foreign to us by any stretch. I must say I do appreciate the requirements of your subdivision rules and regs. I think they're very thorough and typical of what we're used to pulling together. So the time frames, whatever works for you guys. I know the sooner the better. They'd like to target a spring construction start, but we're already in late February. Not the fault of the town of Townsend. That's all me. So we're in late February, but however it plays out. So again, I appreciate you folks for allowing me to have a minute of your time tonight.
Yeah, so I think if the board does initiate the peer review, the technical peer review per the contract that is in your folders tonight, I think we could target a public hearing of either April 20th or May 11th, depending how long it takes for the peer review to come back. The other statutory guidelines are after tonight, you officially receive the application, and I will take care of transmitting notice that has already been provided to me by the applicant to the Board of Health and to the clerk's office. The Board of Health has 45 days to opine on the application. That's a critical step in the subdivision control process. The applicant has already deposited the escrow of $10,000, and it is already available for the peer review, the technical peer review. That's already been done. Tonight, we will need a vote of the planning board to approve the work order that's been received. And as soon as I get that vote, we'll go ahead and initiate that. So at that point, it'll be in the hands of the consultant, and it will also go to internal review, the boards and commissions. Then we'll be collecting town department comments, pretty much in step with the peer review process. So I'll share any town department comments with the engineer, with our consulting engineer, and vice versa. So we'll work very closely. So at that point, I think we'll have a really good idea of when we want to do the public hearing. And like I said, we can target that for either April 20th or May 11th, depending on how things go. Sure. And then the board deliberates and there's a final decision, and the whole final decision deadline is 135 days from today, which is our statutory timeline, and that turns out to be July 8th. So I think we're in good shape, especially since the applicant has been very proactive in turning in us a really good application, a complete application. That's really helpful.
Sure. So thank you, Beth. Wayne, we're not going to promise you anything, but we are aware of construction timelines and such, and I do think we'll keep that in mind.
So much appreciated, Mr. Chairman. And again, I sit on your board at the side of the table. I've served my community since the early 90s. So I have a full appreciation of what, as volunteers, what it means. It does take up time, and I do appreciate the efforts of all of you and the board.
Certainly. So does anybody have any questions, or are we able to review? I believe we had one estimate for the peer review on this matter, which was with Hoyle
Yeah.
Tanner.
That's correct.
Do any board members have any questions or comments they'd like to bring up?
I think we go forward and appoint a peer review at this time.
Okay, and is the applicant aware? I believe the cost was around $10,000. It seems like that's the amount that has been transferred. So
Yeah, so I did
Yeah.
see that, and I did hear some of the correspondence tonight about the differences in fees. I know that, so we do peer review as well, where the town of Hudson's peer review consultant. We do work in other towns. Respectfully, the number seemed a little rich to me. Is that something? Is it asking too much? If we could have your other peer review, your other one was that Graves?
Great.
Yeah, they're not qualified. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I
That's
do
fine.
have another, we have worked with, what's the other firm we worked with on this particular project when it was first proposed? Hannigan Engineering in Chelmsford.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they did review this project back
Yep.
initially.
That
when
was
it
Hancock, right? Beth?
Oh, sorry, Hancock. Yeah. Yeah.
Actually,
So I
I did. So that's fine, but I did see the previous consultant. He's looking up. Has he done work here in town yet? The consultant I was on earlier tonight doing.
Yes, Hoyle and Tanner
Okay.
did a preliminary subdivision recently for us out on Mason Road.
Okay.
It was
You know what?
excellent.
Well, that's fine. Let's go with it if it's okay with the board. I'm fine with that.
if you're okay with it, then we can move forward with it. Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
So I'd like to entertain a motion to, I don't have it in front of me, but approve the peer review.
Oh, I can share it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to get the wording close enough to write.
All right.
So I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the peer review consultant of Hoyle Tanner for engineering services for Seaver Road extension, a definite subdivision review, and new major stormwater management permit review. You're so moved.
So moved. This is Carol Hofstas.
Thank you, Carol. Do we have a second?
Robert Darian, second.
All those in favor. We'll go round robin again.
Robert Darian, yes.
Brett King, yes.
Carol Hofstas, yes.
Lee Fleshaw, yes.
Peter Shepherd, yes. And the ayes have it. So that is approved. Wayne, thank you.
Thank you, folks. Much appreciated, and thank you for all you do. All of you have a good night.
Absolutely.
Thank
you. Yeah.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay. So back to the agenda. So that was 3.3. 3.4. Oh, that was part of, okay, that's good. And then 3.5, review and discuss the final Townsend Economic Development Marketing Strategy Report. So this has come up a few times. We've looked it over a number of times. I think there was some minor changes since the last time we've seen it.
Mhm.
You know, keeping in mind the time. Does anybody have any comments or thoughts or anything on that, on the report? And this is the MRPC report, kind of the economic stimulus or action one. I think the only thought that I had in terms of making it, functioning, and maybe this is directed towards Kieran. I guess this is directed towards Kieran. Would be, will this be held by the planning board, or will there be a separate economic development committee or commission set up in town, appointed by the select board?
Yeah, so it's kind of twofold. So the select board will review this survey and its results and such. I think Glenn was possibly joining us tomorrow night, but I wasn't going to hold him to that with the weather and everything like that. But I know the select board has that report in their folder for review and discussion tomorrow. An action item that the chair of the select board had brought forward already was sort of an ad hoc committee for some community economic growth and such. I'm not sure if that'll kind of bleed into this other segment of economic, planning for the town. They kind of go hand in hand, in my opinion. So it might be a great complementary to some of the work that's been done by this survey and such. So I think it's sort of hold there for now, and just not lose sight of it, whether it's collaboration between planning and